What is a week on the internet without people losing their minds? Social media really has become theater. Forget sports ball, it's the circus of our age. But how does a war criminal being called out via AI morph into the only real problem in our world? OnlyFans girls enraged that simps are not paying for their bikini content and getting it for free. And how does this tie into the obvious fact that bikinis aren't just swimwear? They're deeply sexualized to a point where men, according to science, often cognitively register women wearing them as objects that they can act upon, like power tools. And how does all of this intersect with us as bipedal apes, self-selecting our civilization toward extinction? It starts now. Now, I will ask you this. What is a week without people falling over themselves on the internet in faux outrage? Now, as far as I can tell, this entire situation was started with AI-generated images of people like Trump and Netanyahu and other political figures. But of course, no matter what, it quickly became about women and their outrage. Why, do you ask? Well, because Grok AI could generate images of women in their underwear or in bikinis when prompted. And the faux outrage kicked off with sex work positive OnlyFans creators claiming to be mortified, I tell you, that guys were taking their original posts, beautiful expressions of demure womanhood, and AI editing them into bikinis. And then the sex work positive individuals then proceeded to repost these pictures all over their timelines. Of course, for engagement farming, while decrying the fact that the men were seeing AI approximations of them without paying their $15 OnlyFans subscription fees. It was about consent, they squealed. These cheapskates owed them money, even though it wasn't them, but AI-generated images. This same performative indignation spread pretty quickly, as did the women who were very happy for thirsty men to engage with their social media via various AI-generated renderings. The whole thing lasted about 24 hours until the function on Grok was lobotomized. But the feigned outrage for clicks on social media, well, it's ridiculous considering there are countless AI image generators out there already that specialize in this kind of renderings, and a whole lot more graphic ones at that. And while the faux outrage consumes the internet on about pixels and paywalls, real science is dropping knowledge bombs that could save your life. Let me explain. Harvard recently dropped a bombshell. High flavanol cocoa powder makes you harder to kill, literally reducing cardiovascular death risk by 27% in their massive study on over 21,000 real people, not lab rats. Here's Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee to explain.
Cacao has been shown to actually double the number of stem cells flowing in your bloodstream just by having 2 cups of hot chocolate made with 80% high flavanol. Well, there was a study done at UCSF in San Francisco that looked at 60-year-old men with heart disease. So these are people whose blood vessels were already not doing so well, and their blood flow wasn't going so well either, and their blood vessels are kind of sick. That's kind of the definition of heart disease. By having the stem cells coming out, they were able to actually double the resiliency, the function of their blood vessels. So they got better rebound, they're better agility. Their blood vessels are in better shape because their stem cells are regenerating their circulation.
Regular chocolate, well, it's processed to death, wiping out about 99% of those powerful flavanols, and you're left with maybe 50 milligrams. But Black Forest's high flavanol cocoa powder packs a massive 1,200 milligrams of pharmaceutical-grade flavanols. It's like non-alcoholic beer versus whiskey. This is the real deal, the same kind used in those Harvard studies and made in the USA. It's your cheap, delicious insurance policy, cheaper than the blue pill and better than the white ones. Right now, pricing is significantly lower than normal, but only for the next 48 hours. I dropped a link in the description and the pinned comment, and this stuff sells out fast, so grab it now with my exclusive New Year 40% off deal. And remember to take control of your health before someone else does it for you. Now, how does AI grok and the outrage? The outrage, I tell you. centered around bikini-generated AI images intersect with actual reality? Well, first, take the bikini. I, like most men, am a fan of these small pieces of fabric held together with itty-bitty string. But think on this. When a woman wears one, and I'm not even sure wear is the right word to use, but anyway, when a woman wears one, and for a woman to display herself in one, it shows off pretty much all of a woman's junk. Most women will tell you that it's just swimwear and that men have no right to look at them in a sexual way when they are wearing one. And when they do, it gives them the ick. They'll also say that when Grok AI renders them in one, it's sexual harassment, even those that are making their living on OnlyFans. The irony. Either way, from a psychological point of view, the bikini is many times tied on with very thin string, which, similar to the miniskirt, is both seductive, but it also suggests to the onlooker that what lies underneath is not protected and is easily within reach. Consider this. Western women have no problem prancing around in a bikini at the beach. In Europe, they have no problem in many places going topless, with only a small sliver of fabric covering their lower nether regions. But almost all women would be horrified, nor ever consider having strangers or even their family and friends see them in their bra and panties, which in most cases are less revealing than your average bikini. So what does this say about women? Well, what most are doing is indirectly affirming the fact that bikinis are too revealing, as they, for the most part, never wish to be seen publicly in less revealing underwear. And this is where the science comes in. In a study carried out at Princeton University, researcher Susan Fisk was shocked to find that attractive women in bikinis really do inspire some men to see them as objects. Who could have guessed? Who could have imagined this? Brain scans revealed that when men are shown pictures of scantily clad women, the region of their brain associated with tool use lights up. Fisk noted that some of the men studied showed no activity in the part of the brain that usually responds when a person ponders another's intentions. What this means is that these men see women as sexually inviting, but they are not thinking about their minds. Fisk continued that the lack of activation in this social cognition area is really odd because it hardly ever happens. Now, in addition, most of the men tested best remembered headless photographs of women in bikinis, even if they'd only seen the image for 0.2 of a second. Scientists have seen this absence of activation only once before, in a study where people were shown off-putting photographs of homeless people and drug addicts. Wow, just wow, who could have guessed this? As if we needed a social scientist to tell us that when a woman shows off her junk in a sexual way, she most likely is going to be objectified by men. What is clear is that much of the Western world has reached a kind of cognitive dissonance with the mental gymnastics we have to perform to allow ourselves, as a society, to believe completely contradictory ideas. Putting it another way, we now live within a society where many women demand the right to flaunt their sexuality with absolutely no consequences. How else could you possibly explain many of these OnlyFans women who are morally posturing within our society, but are then willingly engaging in the most explicit degrading acts for their paying subscribers that demolish all bounds of dignity? Yet these same individuals erupt in moral indignation when someone uses AI tools like Grok to generate innocuous, fictional images of them in a simple bikini, conveniently ignoring their own commodification of their junk while hypocritically demanding control over their digital representations that pale in comparison to their self-exploited reality. I'm not saying that women should not be free to be, dress, or act in any way they like, be as publicly raunchy as they like. All I'm saying is that we humans are bipedal apes, and attempting to force postmodern ideology down the throat of a society and then expect it to trump evolutionary biology is ludicrous. Now, human societies can manifest for the purposes of health, security, and longevity, or they can manifest in such ways as the modern Western world. Given the plummeting birth rates in countries that embrace these kind of ideals and narratives, from a purely mathematical standpoint, these societies are self-selecting for extinction. Nature doesn't care about rights. Nature doesn't care about values, equality, strong whammon. The only thing nature cares about is positive birth rates. As a species or a culture, you are either going one way or the other. If a culture of people selects for maladaptive traits that significantly reduce birth rates, well, that culture is not long for this world. Thus, one way or another, the current abnormal experiment now being run in the West will end one way or another. Thus, if I were a betting man, looking at the younger cadre of women in the West, with their stronk whammon-loving, Tinder-chad-chasing, drug-imbibing, body-piercing, vibrant, dyed-haired, tattooed-covered OnlyFans as a career ways, I'd be putting a significant portion of my portfolio into cat food, cat treats, and cheap red wine stocks. I'm almost certain they'll see strong gains in the coming decades. So what do you think? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, if you liked the video, please leave it a thumbs up on your way out. Also remember to check out Black Forest Supplements Cocoa Flavanols. Link is in the description, and take charge of your health before someone else does. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.